back to another episode of Public Opinion Tea Time with your host Pam and Vanetta, and we have our teacups, and we are enjoying some tea, and we are going to just continue the tea. And Public Opinion Tea Time is when we talk about what everybody is talking about and what is trending and what is still trending. And I'm surprised it's still trending, but what is still trending is what people's thoughts are about the movie Mea Culpa. That is a written, directed, and produced by Tyler Perry. And that should have been a dead giveaway.
Okay,
movie.
But he usually stops in to make it even worse.
Yeah, no, he should. And in this movie, though, actually would have made it better was if Medea had just driven in and shooting everybody. Now I would have been like, yes. But at any rate, we're gonna go through this movie. We're gonna give our take about it. We want you to put in the comments what you think about it. But just to get started, this is a movie. It says it's a psychological erotic thriller. Okay. There was some psychosis involved in this movie. There was
the writer,
right? There was a little bit of a thriller, and there was a little bit of eroticism. But when it was all together, it just was.
It didn't work.
It was disjointed, and it didn't work. But in the true vein of Vanetta and I, we have taken to giving our takes on Tyler Perry movies. Now I will say this is not. It was not as bad as Fall from Grace.
But that's hard to beat.
I still say that the Jazzman Blues was it was one of his better.
That was one of his better movies, and that left you kind of hung too. But that was better. As a matter of fact, I would give that a solid B.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I kind of was.
You thought things he had evolved.
Because I thought he had evolved. I was like,
I was like, why would Netflix buy this?
I was like, okay, we're gonna watch this movie. But no, okay. So it was okay. Kelly Rowland, thank God she must have brought her home hair and makeup.
She brought her people.
She looked really
good. She was sharp.
But the premise of the movie is about a woman who is a criminal defense attorney, and she decides to take on this case. This very famous artist is accused of killing his girlfriend. Her brother-in-law is the prosecutor on the case. She has obviously some reservations about taking the case. That should have been the end. In reality, nobody would have allowed her to stay on this case. Too much of a conflict of interest.
Well, what this movie requires at the beginning is to check your common sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
or suspend it.
Just check it.
But at any rate, so she takes the case. He's like this very provocative type of guy. He says the paparazzi is always after me. So he tells her she needs to.
He's a well-known artist, impression.
She tells him he tells her she needs to come to his loft so that they can meet and talk about the case. Really, number one, who's gonna really come to his loft and talk about the case? First of all, okay, but she
possible murderer.
Okay, but she go up there. And after that, I certainly wouldn't be going back, And then she come back, and then he seduces her. There's just too much strange stuff going on.
What a seduction is what's the real thing. She walks away from being seduced, I guess, at the beginning. And then he leaves and is with another woman. But
even before that, she follows him, and he just all of a sudden
goes into the
some kind of
Sodom and Gomorrah, right under
a swingers club.
But I mean, right under where he lives.
It's like right where he works.
You don't even have to hit the street to get there.
You don't have to go to bed anyway. So she follows him. He having sex with another woman, and she's just standing there, almost like, well, I guess I'm gonna wait until
my turn,
because I would like to talk to you about this stuff.
I think she was waiting her turn, but he has the woman get up off of him and leave, and she like, cool, see ya.
It was just
no showers involved.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Okay, then they come back and have this erotic love scene that involves paint, and we don't know where it's lead-based, oil-based, acrylic, whatever it is. But the thing is, I really couldn't get into it and enjoy that part of it, because I was thinking to myself, he ain't gonna wash his groove thing and nothing. He's just gonna go from
bam,
and then to her, and then it includes paint, and there's all this stuff going on. Okay, so we have
all you can see is a future doctor's appointment for her.
She
gynecological visit.
The case because her husband, who's an anesthesiologist, lost his job because he came to work drunk or something. So she was like, I gotta take this case. And she was thinking he was having an affair with like an old friend or whatever. So she's already feeling vulnerable in some kind of way.
Well, wait, we're leaving out something very key. That she had a mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah, the mother-in-law supposedly is dying of cancer. And so she's upset because he's a mama's boy and he's always doing stuff for his mother. And then she finds out that he bought her this expensive watch, and she's like, "Where did you get the money from for this?" He said he sold the piano. I was like, "You didn't know the piano was missing," but
he said it was my piano and you never played it anyway.
Well, whatever. So anyway, so she sleeps.
And the mama was extremely rude and had a woman at the dinner and said,
"Yeah,
this is who I wish you had married."
Right. And
now what woman take that?
And then Kelly and her sister-in-law were supposedly very good friends. They were like almost best friends. Anyway, she sleeps with the artist. Then she's good, there's an investigator that she uses all the time, and she really goes ahead and sleeps with him because the investigator mistakenly
the PI,
told her that that her husband was having an affair. So she goes on ahead and has this liaison with the man. So then she finds out that he really hadn't slept with her. Then she goes, talks to them. The brothers tells the brother, "Hey, she slept with the artist." So she goes she's so distraught, she goes to the Dominican Republic.
That sounds like we left out a lot. We did leave out a little bit, but the story is just disjointed and crazy.
We're talking about this, and this is why we're talking about it just like this. This is just how this movie played out. It didn't make any real sense. While she's in the Dominican Republic, lo and behold, who does she see working as a maid but the woman who supposedly was supposed to have gotten murdered? And yes, we are telling everything that happened. Spoiler alert, if you don't want to know all of this, then don't continue.
But she was supposed to be from Mexico, but she finds her in the Dominican, okay? And she's been part of this elaborate scheme, and she's still only a maid in the Dominican.
Like, if I'm gonna be part of a scheme like this, you're gonna have me set up somewhere. I might be laying out on the beach. I'm not
owning the hotel, the resort.
It was so stupid. But she calls the brother-in-law, "Hey, the lady ain't dead. Let him out," because he had taken a plea bargain by that point.
And he could just let him out.
The brother says, "Come on home. You're right. I'm gonna have my people come over there and investigate this. Okay, just come on back." She goes back, and that's where this movie takes such a turn that you would think that we are lying about the next part that we're gonna tell you. It goes from this kind of erotic thriller into like a Get Out, like some type of a bad Get Out episode, where she goes back and she finds the people acting all strange, and the mother-in-law, she goes into a room, sees some pictures of some other, her sister-in-law, right?
Her sister-in-law.
Come to find out the sister-in-law had an affair.
Slept with him first.
Honey, and then the mother-in-law just turned they all turn into homicidal maniacs in a 2-minute span. They go from maybe just being kind of strange and mean and wanting to excel his because the brother-in-law want to run for mayor, maybe wanting to progress his role by having this big case. They turn into homicidal freaking.
Oh, wait. And when they had said the mama had cancer, they come to find out she don't have cancer.
She didn't have cancer.
They use that as a floor.
She's a homicidal maniac. She get up, she tried to get the knife, the mother-in-law, they struggling, the mother-in-law stand. It's just stupid. Stupid.
Oh, now there was a gun.
And then she run down the street and sees her husband.
Just so happens
to see her husband. And then her husband says, "Get in the car." Then he called her. She's like, "Why are you driving towards the house?" Brother-in-law calls him and says, "Bring her back here."
He said, "Bring her back here. We're going to get her." She knows it all.
So we are saying all of this. We're saying all this for people who have actually
don't waste your time watching it.
To say it. But if you didn't watch the movie, we've told you everything that's going to happen. So there's no sense you watching it anyway. But it's really stupid. She ends up pushing her husband out. He gets killed. She pushes him out the car. He gets hit by a truck. And the artist gets out of jail, and then she decides, "Hey, I'm not gonna be with you because you're weird." And so he texts her saying, "Can we get together?" And she throws the phone in the trash, and that's the end. And the end of the movie, done. Stupid, yes. And if you enjoy watching us and listening to us, because we are going to tell you everything. Yes. But if you enjoy watching us, continue to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. And we'll see you next time for another episode of Public Opinion Tea Time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.